The synthetic Oracle channel is proud to present its latest book teaser, Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. Enjoy the journey, and if this story stirs your imagination, be sure to seek out the printed book and experience the full masterpiece for yourself. Imagine a world so suffocatingly ordinary, so stripped of magic and purpose, that losing your mind becomes the only logical way to survive it. Meet Alonso Quijano, a minor nobleman in 16th century Spain, rotting away in a forgotten village. He has no wars to fight, no great loves to pursue. Only time. To escape the crushing weight of his useless existence, he reads. He consumes tales of chivalry, of knights, dragons, and epic quests. He reads until his brain simply snaps. The line between fiction and reality dissolves. Alonso Quijano dies in his own mind. From his ashes rises a savior the world didn't ask for, Don Quixote de la Mancha. He drags an ancient, rusted suit of armor from his attic. He mounts a broken-down, half-starved horse he names Rocinante, believing it to be a majestic war stallion. He is a man out of time, riding into a brutal, unforgiving modern world that has no place for heroes. But Don Quixote doesn't see the world as it is. He sees the world as it should be. Every filthy roadside inn becomes a towering castle. Every cynical prostitute, a chaste princess awaiting rescue, but a knight needs a squire. Enter Sancho Panza, a poor, uneducated farmer with a wife, children, and a desperate need for money. Quixote promises Sancho the governorship of a magnificent island, if only he will follow him. Sancho knows the old man is crazy, but the promise of a better life? That's intoxicating. Together, they form the most iconic duo in literary history. The ultimate idealist bound to the ultimate pragmatist. A man living in a dream, led by a man anchored in the dirt. And the dirt is where this story hits hard, because the tragedy of Don Quixote is that the real world fights back. And the real world hits with fists, rocks, and clubs. This isn't a fairy tale. When Quixote charges a group of peaceful merchants, demanding they declare his imaginary lady the most beautiful in the world, they don't play along. They beat him, they shatter his lance, fracture his ribs, and leave him bleeding in the dust. The physical pain is incredibly real, yet his delusion remains unbroken. Sancho patches up his broken master, begging him to go home. But the madness is a powerful drug, and soon they arrive at the plains of Montiel. Ahead of them stand 30 massive windmills. But through the fractured lens of Quixote's mind, the wooden blades morph into something terrifying. He doesn't see machines of agriculture. He sees a horde of multi-armed giants sent by an evil sorcerer to destroy him. It is a terrifying hallucination. Ignoring Sancho's desperate screams, Quixote lowers his lance, digs his spurs into his fragile horse, and charges at full speed into the turning blades. The impact is devastating. The blade catches his lance, launching the knight and his horse violently into the air. He crashes to the earth, his body shattered. Yet, as he spits out blood and broken teeth, he claims the sorcerer changed the giants into windmills at the last second, just to rob him of his glory. This is the horrifying brilliance of his madness. Any defeat, any humiliation, is instantly rewritten by his brain to protect the narrative. He is trapped in his own story. As they journey on, the chaos escalates. Quixote attacks 2 massive flocks of sheep, convinced they are warring armies of infidels and knights. The shepherds retaliate with slingshots, nearly stoning him to death. Sancho, watching his master get destroyed over and over, begins to experience something strange. He starts to believe. Despite the hunger, the beatings, and the blatant insanity, Sancho starts to want the delusion to be real. The madness is contagious. Quixote frees a chain gang of dangerous, violent criminals, believing them to be oppressed gentlemen. His reward? The criminals strip him of his clothes, beat him senseless, and leave him to die in the Sierra Morena mountains. True morality, it seems, has no place in the real world. Driven to the absolute brink, Quixote strips naked in the mountains, performing acts of severe penance for his imaginary lady, Dulcinea. He is completely losing his grip on humanity. Back in his home village, his friends, the local priest and the barber, realize Alonso will die out there. They hatch a desperate, deceitful plan to bring him back. They hunt him down, using his own delusions against him. They disguise themselves, claiming a terrible prophecy requires him to return home. And then they do the unthinkable. While Quixote sleeps, exhausted and broken, they bind his hands and feet. They drag the greatest knight of the age into a cramped, heavy wooden cage built on the back of an ox cart. When Quixote wakes up behind wooden bars, he doesn't panic. His broken mind simply protects him one last time. He concludes he has been enchanted by dark magic. The cart begins its slow, humiliating journey back to his village. People line the roads, pointing and laughing at the crazy old man in the cage. Sancho follows behind, weeping for his master, weeping for his lost island, and terrified by the realization that reality has finally won. As the heavy wooden doors of his estate close behind him, trapping him in his boring, ordinary life once again, the first part of his journey ends. But the true question remains: is this wooden cage Don Quixote's end, or just the start of something even wilder? Does Sancho Panza finally wake up? Or has the madness totally taken his soul, you know? In a world obsessed with cold facts, is a passionate lie the only truth worth dying for? Seriously, you absolutely have to read Cervantes' masterpiece, Don Quixote, and see how this incredible story actually ends.